Hi, my name is Risoko Molawa and I will be doing a book review on Mindset by Carol Dweck. I will begin by introducing the two key components in this book, the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. Although these are opposing ideas, they can be viewed as a spectrum, meaning individuals don't necessarily fall into either extreme. Let's consider some characteristics to gauge where you might stand. Do you believe intelligence and ability can be changed or improved? Do you view effort as parallel to failure? Do you prioritize success and validation over challenges and knowledge? If you agree with most of these statements, Carol Dweck would describe you as having a fixed mindset. You likely avoid daunting tasks as those shake your confidence and view increased difficulty with decreased enjoyment, and view tests as definitive measures of your current and future abilities. On the opposite end of the spectrum are those who define success by expanding knowledge, stretching themselves, and becoming smarter. They embrace challenges, believe intelligence and ability are changeable attributes, and have a tenacious outlook on life that values effort above all else. For students studying organizational behavior, understanding these mindsets is essential in areas like employee motivation, learning, and leadership. It is useful in helping cultivate environments where effort is valued rather than seen as a sign of low ability. Employees who believe their abilities can grow are more likely to engage in training, seek new skills, and adapt to evolving job requirements. Leaders with a growth mindset foster supportive environments focused on development, while those with fixed mindsets may focus only on identifying talented individuals at the opportunity cost of reaching the team's full potential. One intriguing aspect Dweck explores is the danger of praise and positive labels. She questions whether praise inadvertently promotes the fixed mindset. While praise boosts confidence, which is vital to instill in young people, this we can all agree on, it can also encourage focus on specific abilities. This becomes problematic when guardians emphasize certain traits as defining features of a child's worth. If their fondness of the child wavers on the basis of these abilities, insecurity may arise in the child, leading them to worry about others' perceptions and therefore adopt a fixed mindset. The way praise is delivered also matters significantly. Students praised for their abilities often develop fixed mindsets, avoiding tasks that challenge them. In contrast, those praised for effort are more likely to embrace growth mindset because they don't feel their talent is being questioned. This insight challenges traditional parenting approaches that prioritize praising talent to build confidence. Such methods can inadvertently make children believe their worth is defined by their abilities alone, causing them to shy away from risks in fear of humiliation and exposing their shortcomings. Effort-focused praise proves far more effective in fostering growth mindsets. By emphasizing hard work over innate talent, children learn that abilities can be developed through perseverance. This approach shifts the focus from recognizing talent alone to valuing effort and improvement. Another important idea Dweck highlights is that stereotypes can trigger internal struggles more easily than we realize. These stereotypes create mental warfare that negatively impacts performance, often affecting groups like Black people and women, groups who are frequently stereotyped. Fixed-minded individuals may internalize stereotypes as permanent truths about their inferiority, while positive labels can also disrupt one's sense of belonging. People with growth mindsets find it easier to develop belonging in fields where they are new or face stereotypes. For example, women in math-related fields. The growth mindset helps individuals remain secure in their self-perception, despite prejudice, with the understanding that these biases reflect their own thinking and not the individual's worth. Now that we understand the characteristics of each mindset, the question remains, how do we transition from the self-judgmental views of intelligence to the more forgiving, effort-centered perspective? The first step in this direction would be awareness of the growth mindset. In corporate settings, workshops, and training programs, employees can be taught about both mindsets and their cognitive effects. The next step is recognizing personal beliefs as root causes of limitations. This requires the understanding that there is room for growth through developing abilities. Similarly to strengthening muscles, abilities need to be worked on for growth. Leaders play an important role by steering employees' internal monologues from judgment towards growth-oriented thinking. Instead of negative self-talk after setbacks, Constructive dialogue focused on learning should be implemented. Performance reviews can be used to emphasize effort, skill development, and progress rather than innate talent or fixed outcomes. Open discussions where leaders share their own learning processes and acceptance of mistakes can model growth-oriented thinking for employees. This encourages employees to associate success with effort rather than inherent ability. When projects fail or mistakes occur, the focus should shift from blame to learning and improvement. Challenges should be reframed as opportunities for growth rather than signs of incompetence. In addition, critique should be viewed as a tool for development rather than a judgment of worth. Encouraging pursuit of challenges pushes individuals out of comfort zones, a vital component for fostering growth mindsets in corporate environments. Managers can assign complex tasks, reviewing new skills, while providing resources for support. This prevents stagnation associated with the fixed mindset that prioritizes excelling at familiar tasks. It also encourages flow in the workplace. Now we'll be moving on to the critiquing part of this assignment, which I particularly enjoyed. First of all, Dweck portrays growth and fixed mindsets through extreme contrasts that oversimplified our nuanced ways of thinking into black and white situations. For example, hard workers like Michael Jordan are compared to naturals like Billy Bean, who was born with the perfect physique for their sport. I think this provides little leeway to discuss how both resilience and innate ability interplay to create the highly developed athlete in the end. This portrayal lacks flexibility in describing expected behaviors or reactions related to growth mindset individuals. Dweck's growth mindset individuals seem to be optimistic as if they were programmed to be so, while those with fixed mindsets like Billy Bean went to pieces with every fail. Meanwhile, athletes like Jackie Joyner-Kersee, the best female athlete in the world, channel her assorted heartbeats into the strength for her bronze medal winning long jump. Do you realize how insanely athletic she was? And she lost it all. Her signature sport was the heptathlon. Dweck does not account for more complex emotions and behavioral responses individuals can have, which I believe is valid. Feelings such as frustration and disappointment seem to not exist in this black and white book, deeming it unrealistic and, I think, a bit out of touch with reality. An acknowledgement of negative emotions by the author would help the audience to relate to the choice of examples he used, not only making the book more heartfelt, but also helping the audience resonate with these characters' experiences. After going through the journey of realizing the two mindsets, self-introspection and gauging where you fall, the reader expects to be provided with useful advice on getting themselves to the beautifully illustrated growth mindsets. I believe that this book is not much help in this very crucial step. The critique involves the book's lack of practical advice for transitioning into growth mindset, which is crucial for any self-help book. While Dweck extensively explores fixed versus growth mindsets, she neglects the guidance on developing growth-oriented thinking. That aspect remains vague and broad. She says stuff like putting in more effort and focusing on learning. More detailed strategies tailored to specific contexts, like corporate settings or athletic careers, would enhance its applicability. For instance, leaders could regularly review failed projects to identify areas for improvement and use lessons to inform future actions, a valuable strategy missing from Dweck's recommendations. To conclude this review, I'll share some advice inspired by this book. Firstly, take more risks. You'd miss 100% of the opportunities you don't take. This moves you closer to a growth mindset and away from the fixed mindset. Do deliberately hard things. Push yourself into uncomfortable situations for the benefit of your future self, like Michael Jordan practicing his shots tirelessly. Focus on effort. For organizational behavior, students especially should emphasize perseverance and improvement over innate talent when praising others. For example, say congratulations on closing the deal. Your hours spent building rapport paid off, instead of saying something like, you are a great salesperson. And with that, I will conclude my book review.